Alright, what is up, guys? It is Bad News Bears. Ignore the fact that I have my work uniform on. I just got home. We are doing a Season 1.2 tier list, or Toppo release tier list. So we got the Toppo release, the balance update for Zamasu and the Gammas. So we'll see how that shakes things up. If you like the tier list, you like the guides, you like the content, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps me keep doing it. And go follow over on Twitch to watch live gameplay. So, I didn't want to take forever to do this tier list. I actually took longer than I even wanted to. I've been meaning to do this tier list for the last like 3 days, and you know how I am with content. I am working on the Gotenks guide, so there is that. So, as per usual, we're doing this in character release order and by role order. So, first up, Super Saiyan Goku. Last time I did have him best in role. I should go over the rankings, by the way. S is best in role. I will reserve this to 4 characters: 1 tech, 1 tank, 2 DPS. I think like these are the 4 best characters in the game. Well, the 2 best DPS, the best tech, and the best tank. Then there's A, which is great in role, which, you know, these are the other fantastic characters, but I don't think they are the #1 in slot. B is fine in role. You're not doing anything wrong picking these. C is subpar role, where you're kind of, maybe you're a one trick of this character, or you're doing some sort of picking specifically for that character, like drafting around that character, where you're not going to necessarily be doing, like, setting yourself up in the best situation if you're just blind picking this character. And then D is bad role. These are characters I would actively avoid picking. Now tournaments have started, so I'm like, how much do I weigh tournaments into this? We'll talk about this sort of. Every tier list is subjective. Everyone's is going to be different. I'm not going to worry too much about it. We're going to go in. I'll explain each character along the way. Super Saiyan Goku. I did previously have him in best in role, and I think that was wrong. I actually changed my opinion. My hair is doing a thing. Or is this just a shadow? No, it's hair. Anyway. Super Saiyan Goku, I had him best in role, but I think that was a mistake. I think the nerfs are actually really relevant. He does have the best secure in the game still with the Spirit Bomb. Well, yeah, I mean, you could say it's the best. Special Beam Cannon is up there, but you have to charge it, and you're very susceptible to getting locked out. He has overall the best secure in the game. Still super mobile, still does a lot of damage. He does really struggle pre-level 7. Like, I would argue possibly even more than Trunks struggles pre-level 7. So it does not look super great for Super Saiyan Goku. Still very good, still great in role. Not a lot of people are playing him anymore, and I get that. By the way, within roles, let's just say hypothetically I put Piccolo here. I think Piccolo is better than Goku. I don't believe that's true, but I will put Piccolo in great in role. Tons of damage. If the lobby is a skill damage 1-up lobby, the light grenade hits like an absolute freight train. You can just snipe people basically across lane when it's max level. Very strong. We did already talk about his secure. You do have to charge it, and you are susceptible to getting caught out, but it's really good for if your team gets there fast, you quickly set it up, your team rips, and you just fire it because you know you're not going to get out secured. Even in a situation where you can't set up your Spirit Bomb, a max range or even like 75% range of light grenade is still really good secure. Piccolo is one of the safest characters in the game. He just requires a lot of awareness, positioning, and a bit of skill to play well. And that's kind of what holds Piccolo back, why you don't see him played a whole lot, and why when you do see him played, he's not necessarily performing super well. But I think one of the best picks if you were in a skill damage 1-up lobby. Android 18. Android 18 is an absolute menace, and when we're talking about characters that require skill to play, Android 18 is definitely one of them. She is maybe is she the hardest character to play mechanics wise? Possibly, which isn't saying much. She's not super hard when you look at other MOBAs like Smite, League of Legends, or even Predecessor. Maybe she is hard in Predecessor terms as well. Predecessor's not exactly the hardest MOBA in the world, but you get what I'm saying. She does have a ton of potential. In a Superstar lobby in top lane, she can be an absolute menace. Her concern is laning against 3Q and Superstar. Outside of Superstar, or outside of lane with the 3Q, she does a fantastic job of actually shutting him down. I do think Android 18 is great. I think we need to keep playing Assassins more, and I think we have been playing Assassins more, and it is showing. Speaking of Assassins, Trunks. I do think I like Trunks a bit better than I did last time I was making a tier list, but I think that's just because I've been playing him. This is like, I am not someone who is typically very confident of their skills in games. I played Predecessor, I played at a competitive level, I beat the hell out of myself. I talked so negatively about myself and people gassed me up and were like, you are so much better than you think you are. This game, I am actually confident in myself. I am playing with confidence. I act with confidence. I think a lot of that is sometimes it steers my opinion on characters where I'll play a bad character like Zamasu and go, this character might actually be pretty good. Is that the case, or are you just good at the game? Trunks is it's a high skill character. It's a lot of positioning, it's a lot of team fight awareness, and it's a lot of knowing when you can take your strike. I think he's great in Cell Junior lobbies. He is fantastic secure, and his snowball potential is insane. I think Trunks has the highest potential value in the entire game, but he needs a lot to go right, and he is very, very weak pre-7, and his level 1 ult is pretty subpar. So I'm gonna leave him in Find and Roll. If you are a Trunks one trick, dude, hell yeah. In the right hands, shout out to, if you are familiar with the player Guzman. Guzman is fantastic Trunks, and it shows. Good Trunks players make this character look giga nuts. I mean, I feel the same way about Android 18 as well. Vegeta, I mean, I'm just not big on this character. He did just recently win a tournament. Pride playing on Vegeta along with Abe. But that being said, I mean, even Abe still says that picking not Caulifla cooler is troll, even though they played a Vegeta in a tournament. I still think the character is pretty underwhelming. His damage is abysmal. He is incredibly tanky, but it's sort of one of those things where it's like, just stop hitting him. If you can stop tunnel vision, people love tunnel vision on tanks, which is what makes Vegeta sort of good, is people will tunnel vision on him. If you just don't tunnel the vision of the Vegeta, there's not a whole lot he does. The plus side to Vegeta, he has a great secure for a tank. His I can't think of the name of the ability, but like where you blast people away from you, very strong secure, great farm denial tool. Vegeta does do that really well. Subpar ult, subpar CC, abysmal damage. I'm gonna put him in Find and Roll because what he does is tank, and he does it very well. Cooler, I mean, yeah, it's cooler, right? I am gonna put him above Z Goku. Z Goku's falling quite a lot in this tier list here. A ton of iframes, huge health bar pool, great pre-7, even better post-7 when he gets his transform. High pressure is an insane debuff. Solid beam attack for proccing solid barriers or stopping movement. So he does great for like poking a Diama Goku or Piccolos or any techs that are trying to fly by. Does a great job of doing that. Again, we talked about high pressure, so any high mobility characters, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Trunks, Android 18, Oob, I mean even Zamasu. Anyone that tries to dash within cooler is going to get stunned and beaten to hell. So very strong character. Does take a little bit to really master, but he's a low skill floor, high skill stealing character. Zamasu just got buffed, but I am dying on the hill that buff is nothing more than a placebo buff. The character feels exactly the same. He does everything exactly the same, and he's still subpar in roll. What they need to do to Zamasu is buff his damage a little bit, and or give an additional effect on his bleed. I propose maybe not complete and total anti-heal like 17 ult, but maybe if the enemy is bleeding with that ability, they get a heal cut. 50%, 70%, something along those lines. Just to give Zamasu a little more viability. We also only have one anti-heal character in the game, and it's tied to an ultimate, so I think that could be interesting, especially as tournaments are popping up and tournaments are exploring with draft. I think it would make it very interesting for Zamasu to have some anti-heal, so if a team drafts Boo with high priority or Baby, which not a lot of teams are doing, but if it happens, then you could go Zamasu last pick and kind of counter that a little bit. Then going up, we got Gohan. I'm going to put Gohan in great enroll, fantastic tech, high CC, solid damage. I mean, good movement with his charged kick. One of the best ults in the game, single target ults, I should say. It's a his ultimate's a fantastic lockdown tool. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Gohan is very self-sufficient, which is nice. Very, very strong character. He just does a bit of everything, and he does a bit of everything so well. And that's what I love about Gohan. Fantastic, fantastic character. I think very strong. Krillin. As the days go by, I fall more out of love with Krillin. I'm going to put Krillin down in a fine enroll, but I still don't love him. I still think he does things great. He obviously can deny pad. His blind is super annoying. His smoke is super annoying. He is guaranteed first strikes, unless you don't know what you're doing, but it's pretty easy. He just is lacking a little bit right now. His damage isn't over the moon unless you let him snowball. Beams are meta. I mean, 3Q is super meta. We'll talk about Kale. Kale's really good. Gohan being really good, another beam user. It's just cooler being good, another beam user. It's hard to actually set up minds, and players are getting better at the game. And Krillin is a character who gets worse the better players get, because he is super, like, there's a lot of counterplay to Krillin. Don't look at the Krillin and know where the mines are and detonate the mines without having to use your body. Boo! Boo did get very significant buffs 2 patches ago. I still feel highly on Boo. I stuck with Boo, so that's kind of tainted it a little bit, but I'm not going to let it sway me. I think I'm confident where I had Boo before. I'm going to keep him there in disgusting sustain range. The gum ability is good. The dash is awkward, but does have value, and Boo has one of the best teamfight ultimates in the game post level 1. It's terrible level 1, horrible, awful level 1. If you can have it level 2 for the second boss fight, you probably won't, but if you do, I mean, you can almost guarantee a boss fight if your team rotates to it on time. Very, very, very strong ultimate in the late game. Literally wins team fights. Dabura. Dabura is subpar in role, borderline bad in role. This character is hard to get value out of. Another character that is struggling more the better players get. There is not a whole lot of reason to play Dabura. Man, am I actually gonna move Dabura down? No, because he is so good at locking down tanks, and tanks can be problematic, especially like tanks like Caulifla. And I think he actually does fairly well into Caulifla. So I think there is that. Good Dabura players can make the character look usable, but the average player is making this character look really, really, really bad. And he isn't great. I think, honestly, if I was gonna go out of my way, I think we could add an F tier, put Dabura in D, and move bad and roll down to F. Like, we could do borderline bad here. And then next up is Bojack, actually bad and roll. We've done the song and dance a million times. He has to stand still for every ability. His damage output is bad. He's abysmal pre-7. His ultimate is the worst ultimate in the game. Yeah. Oob. I think Oob is still really, really, really good. I said I'm gonna put Boo where I left him before. I'm gonna move Oob up 1 slot from the last tier list. I think this character is really good, man. People need to be playing him more. He's super, super, super strong. The only thing that kind of sucks about Oob that I don't like is I think he struggles with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku lobby, because I think you need to build Giant Slayer on this character, which means you're not building Solid Barrier, which means any good Super Saiyan 3 Goku player is just going to be finding you and beaming you on cooldown with instant transmission. I am of the belief that Oob just has better special beam cannon with his ultimate. Very, very strong character, great for spacing, has fantastic mobility, does struggle against Caulifla, but it is what it is. Frieza, I still think people are sleeping on Frieza. I think this is the best tech in the game. Skill damage 1 up. Frieza is an absolute menace. Struggles a lot against assassins, but I think people will eventually realize that too easy is not the worst card in the game. People think Frieza versus Hit is an instant loss, and yes, I agree, until you realize there's this green card called Too Easy and Hit can no longer just solo you for fun. You do still struggle a bit in the early game versus the Hit, because Hit will just punch your Zarbon in the ass and you aren't gonna have guaranteed Kai pressure, but still solid. Usually you get first strike on Frieza if it's not versus Krillin, because you can deny their entry. If you get to lane first, which you should, you can set Zarbon in your close bush, diagonal to the farm. You can reach it, you can place it to reach their farm, their middle farm, and your middle farm, and also deny first strike entry unless they're going to go up top. Not a lot of people are going up top, so you should get first strike, and you have the pressure of stealing their far. Very, very strong. Frieza's the best boss ripper. Frieza's super hyper mobile. Frieza's abilities do a ton of damage to towers, obviously at the cost of putting your abilities on cooldown for a long time, which Frieza doesn't love, but it is a very strong option. Baby, I still think Baby is incredibly underrated. And with Goku being out of the meta, movement is down a little bit. So I am going to keep Baby above Cooler, like I had thought before. I think this character is incredibly, incredibly underexplored. Very, very, very strong in competitive play. He works absolutely fantastic with the new character Toppo. He works well with Dabura, which is not necessarily a good thing. He works well with Goku, though Goku shouldn't really be bot lane. He works well with Oob. I mean, he doesn't work great with Kale. He works fantastic with Diama Goku. He works, I think, surprisingly well with Piccolo. But, I mean, the character has decent CC. One of the most annoying slows in the game. It does suck at level 1, though. And then unfathomably broken healing. The only thing that's bad about Baby is his ult kind of sucks. But moving on to Caulifla, I mean, she's still the best tank. She is the best CC in the game, applies it super easily. Provoke is giga busted. Super tanky, does solid damage. You can put a Giant Slayer on her and really go to work. Super good character, undeniable. I mean, she has a fantastic beam attack block, which then gives her movement speed after, so she kind of has great escape built into her kit. Great character, 100%. Ult's pretty bad at level 1, but outside of level 1, her ult is very, very good. Diama Goku. I'm going to put Diama Goku right there. I think he is very, very strong. I think he's better than Super Saiyan Goku. I don't think he is the second best or best DPS in the game at the moment. I do think he is very strong, though. The skill damage 1 up lobby is undeniable. Superstart lobby is undeniable. No character can pressure the first bottom lane Cell Jr. spawn like he can. You can just ignore your 2 Cell Juniors and fly over to the enemies, get first strike for your team, usually steal 1 farm, if not both, and start lane with a massive amount of damage with your bomb and lightning combo. It's pretty gross. The Gammas. Oh, also we have to talk about the power pole dance. Yeah, the defense up and movement speed is absolutely disgusting. I still hate his ult though. The Gammas, I had in bad and roll along with Bojack a patch ago, but their buffs are like super clean, dude. Their buffs are really, really good. I'm not 100% convinced on this character at the moment. I feel like I'm gonna put them here. They deal solid damage. Gamma 1 has a significantly more HP. They're not terribly hard to make look good if you know what you're doing. And their level 3 ult, I mean, you can just guarantee third or fourth boss. The damage is insane. They're no longer stun locking themselves for 15 years. They're just very good, and they feel fun to play. If you have not played the Gammas since they've been buffed, play the Gammas. They're so much fun. Kale. I think Kale is actually... This is where Kale should have been last patch, and this is where Kale is now. Undeniable. Unfathomably broken in Cell Junior lobbies. You're almost guaranteed to steal Cell Juniors and snowball the hell out of the game. The strongest level 5 in the game, and it's not even remotely close. If Kale hits level 5 in lane, you just have to be like, go ahead, take all the farm you want, because you have to you have to steal the farm from range, or you have to absolutely nuke her before she can even think about clicking ult. If she clicks ult and you're in range, you are dead. Late game, if you are not dog shit with Kale and using your ult into a spirit bomb, absolutely devastating ult. Why this ult has a stun on it is beyond me. Which a lot of people don't even know this ult has a stun. If you snap vanish with this ult, it's a stun. I don't know if we're aware of that. Absolutely broken character. Insane damage still to this day. Her beam attack is... I super underrated her beam attack. Like, playing more Kale, yeah, the beam's not bad at all, especially when it's max level. This character is nuts. The only negative about her is her ult's on a long cooldown. But it's... if you use it at first boss, you're gonna have it again for second boss, and you're chilling. So it's really not even that problematic. Cell, I still think Cell is really good. I'll say it. Well, not really good. I still think Cell is not the worst tank, I should say. I'm gonna put him above Vegeta. I think it's an underexplored character. I think he has so much potential. Once you learn how to play the early game with Cell and pair him with a lane partner that works well with him, I think Cell is super strong. Hard to run in super start lobbies or skill 1 damage up lobbies though, unless you're super confident, and I probably would not do it in a competitive setting in those lobbies. I know people are trying a lot of triple lanes, like 3-man bot to start to help get Cell get through his early game. I think it could possibly be a strat that ends up working out. We'll see. But for the moment, I'm going to leave him in fighting role. He could use some buffs, but I think he's playable. And then Android 17. I think Android 17 is a fine tech. He's a little hard to use. He is a team fight oriented tech, and he's not the best one, and it's not even close. There is one other super team fight oriented tech, like Gohan's sort of team fight oriented as well, but there's one other that is like mainly team fight oriented and so much better than 17. 17 shield is fantastic. Healing is not particularly meta right now, so the anti-heal is kind of negligible. His punch, while a good stun, is way too short range and pretty bad. He's just hard to get a lot of value out, especially on ladder. I think in a comp setting you could get away with him, but even then you're giving up a lot of value elsewhere. Hit, I am gonna move Hit up 1 slot, but I still think Hit is just a bad player check. But too many people are getting away with it for me to not acknowledge it, and I put too much faith in the community to be able to handle this character. Again, we talked about the too easy with the Frieza versus Hit. I think more people need to be running too easy, and we'll figure out how to beat Hit. This is a bad player check. The issue is there's a lot of bad players. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I mean, is there any question? Do I need to explain this? He is the biggest. His beam attack can hit you from China for your entire HP bar. He can, if he's not reaching China, he can teleport to China. So there's that. Yeah, just absolutely absurd. Dragon Fist comes out way too fast, does way too much damage. Well, Dragon Fist, I would argue, doesn't do way too much damage. It's a good ult, but it comes out too fast. On top of him being just super strong. The fact that he doesn't get ult to level 7 is irrelevant. It's super irrelevant. Super start, there is no character that comes even close to touching him. Absolutely disgusting. And then, I think... call me crazy, that Gotenks might be better than Gohan. Gotenks is so unbelievably strong in team fights. The stun, the donut, the ghost I don't love, but I also don't hate. They do get a lot of value. They absolutely get a lot of value. But the stun and the donut are way too good. Gotenks also fits 3 different builds. He fits the full tech Great Escape, I'm going for towers build. He fits Snowball, and he also fits tank tech. Like I personally go build up Solid Barrier, Backstab on Gotenks, and I'm just throwing CC out there, killing people. His ult's fantastic. I know a lot of people have feelings about that, but your ult, but like donut plus your ult, it's a silent and a disarm. It's super strong. I'm a Gotenks believer. Like, it's close. Like, I almost want to do this, but I just think Frieza is so goated. And then the newest character, Toppo. Toppo's interesting because I'm gonna put him in Fine and Roll for now. I actually might even like do this. Toppo, I don't even know, like that maybe. I'll put him there. Toppo, I think, has a lot of potential. The issue is he gets absolutely destroyed by stuns. Hits is super popular. Hit stuns. Like, you cannot play Toppo top. Gotenks stuns. Super Saiyan Goku stuns. Cooler stuns. Like, it's so hard against good players to get value out of Toppo. What I will say that's good about Toppo, he absolutely shuts down Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like really hard. He does well against Oob. He actually does really well against Baby. He does in situations, if Gotenks stun is down or you are proactive with your counter, he can't stun you out of it. He can do well into Gotenks. He does well into Zamasu. He does fantastically into Bojack. He does great into Vegeta. If you're in a draft tournament, I think Toppo needs to be a character that's one of your DPS can play, preferably your bottom, unless there's bans and you ban hit. If you can ban hit, sure, play him top. He is the biggest bottom lane bully in the game. Nobody even comes close to having as strong of a bottom lane level 1 through 4 fight as Toppo, but it requires you not being stunned. His bleed is really good. His movement speed because of the bleed is good. His reflect is unfathomably broken, and it is the sole reason, like, if a Super Saiyan 3 Goku teleports into a fight and the beam happens to hit Toppo pops reflect and just kills Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He has one of the best boss rips in the game if you are building full damage Toppo, but I personally don't recommend it. I recommend build up, solid barrier, and then backstab or limit breaking jump, and I think you get a lot more value out of Toppo with that build. Like I said, he does have struggles. He doesn't do super well. He does terribly against Cell. He does terribly against Cooler. He struggles against, he can't fight Gohan. He can't fight Hit. It's too much risk to play Toppo when you don't know what the enemy team is picking. So any draft tournaments, or if they ever draft the game, Toppo stocks go way up. But for now, he is like, I just have to put him incredibly mid. So that is the final tier list. If you enjoyed watching, again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There should be 2 videos on screen right now. One of those will be my newly posted Cell guide. And that's all for me. Bears out. Peace.